Namaste. Kapha Dosha balancing. Substantial reduction in mucus and better quality of breath. Kapha Dosha or phlegm has been a problem with me for a very, very long time. As I grew, it started when I was young, when I was little. It grew even as I grew. Exposure to cold, especially after some exercise or being out in the sun or something, and then exposure to a draught of air or air conditioning made it worse. Certain kinds of foods like curds, yogurt, or even coconut water, sugarcane juice, etc., would almost always invariably make it worse. So it's been a big fight, it's been a long fight for me as well. Smoking, which I did for almost 40 years, made it far, far worse, brought COPD. COPD is in some ways like a cousin or a brother to any kapha related issues. The body produces a lot of phlegm for its own reasons. I've read figures that go like in excess of liter of phlegm. Some cases, some of it is just expelled out through the excretory organs, etc. But maybe some of it needs to come out via the respiratory channels. That's why sometimes some of us tend to need to cough it out or blow it out and so on and so forth. I tried to control my kapha by making sure I wasn't eating or doing those things that would make this worse, but it was still always a fight. I've been a breath watcher and a breath worker for a very long time, and I've had great success with many different issues, problems. COPD, of course, was one of them. High pressure, fibromyalgia, sciatica, piles, numerous issues connected with health, and they've been cured with breath work. Even depression and so on and so forth. 40 years of smoking did me no good, believe me. So as I went deeper into breath work, I shared techniques to balance the three dosha. Three dosha refers to what is called vata pitta kapha in Ayurveda, and any imbalance here can lead to ill health, not only physically, mentally, emotionally, in all ways. So balancing the doshas is important. I shared the Tridosha balancing technique, basically focused on kapha, a couple of years ago. There was limited success, so I didn't push it too hard because I thought there should be more. So I didn't go too deep with the techniques that I was doing then. It continued to be part of my practices, but it's only lately that I found a huge improvement in the quality of my breath and reduction in the amount of kapha that my body produces. See, according to yogis, the body contains almost 72,000 nadis, and each of these nadis has something collected over time, and it needs to be expelled for the body to be able to function very well. The nadis are the system that carry energy, etc. throughout the body, and if they are functioning well, everything in the body will be good. So I have a technique called the lotus opening technique, which is part of some different programs, and I use some of those here as well. But what I'm going to share with you is a very, very simple thing, which is ghee. Ghee is that clarified butter that we use in India for cooking, for food, etc. But it's also used as a medicinal thing for different things, with different conditions and so on. So here what you do is, you take a small amount of ghee, not the liquid ghee, but semi-solid, which is somewhat frozen, and take it on your little finger, apply it to your nostrils. First put in the left and then on the right. Not too much, maybe about equal to how much? Maybe, about this much of ghee. Spread it around. And then after you've done that, press the nostrils and pull it up a couple of times so that it kind of gets spread out. Now the logic is very simple. Ghee is supposed to be very good. In Ayurveda, nasya, practices of nasya are highly recommended. So in that sense, it's part of it. But after you do this, you can practice chanting or humming. There is a technique, or there is a pranayam called the Brahmari, where you close your sense organs this way, or at least symbolically, the eyes and near the nose. You don't close the nose, but because you need to breathe through this, and with the thumb, the ears, and your little finger is near the mouth. So you do this, take a slow deep breath, and then again. Again. So continue doing this for about half an hour if you can. If not this much, do this 15-20 times, and then just go take a slow, full, deep breath, relax your belly, and then go. Or if you like, you can do an om or an om. Try to feel the vibrations everywhere, but especially in this whole area. Now, when you do this, if you do a little bit of gargle, if you do a bit of jal neti once in a while, it'll keep the passage clear. And they say when you do this chanting, a certain amount of nitric oxide is generated and produced in this area. This nitric oxide that is produced here helps to dilate the nadis, the different vessels, and so on, which means the fluid movement becomes easier and better. So blockages get clear. That is one advantage. I feel when you add the ghee here, for some reason when you do the chanting, maybe it causes release of a certain molecule, which in a way fights anything or all those things that are responsible for creation of phlegm in the body, phlegm or mucus in the body. So as you continue to do this, see, I do this practice thrice a day. In the morning before I go for my walk, etc. Then after my shower and bath, etc. And then once before I go to bedtime. So you can do it twice or thrice, or as many times as you like. And then do about half an hour of this chanting. Believe me, your breathing will become definitely much better, much easier, much smoother. But more importantly, if you suffer from kapha related issues, you will see a drastic reduction in your kapha. Not immediately, not overnight, but definitely within 10 days you'll start seeing a difference. And then if you like, continue longer. But you have to do it for long enough to see how it goes. Important thing is, share your findings or your observations or what you get out of this, so that I can help take you deeper into this practice, and also so that more and more people can take advantage of this. A lot of people, especially after COVID, suffer hugely because of lungs and phlegm related issues, COPD. By the way, my COPD is gone. At least, it doesn't seem to affect me, touch me, influence me, and I breathe better than I did 30 years ago. I'm sharing details in the descriptions here, and I'll wait for your responses based on what you practice, what you see, what you observe. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Breathe well.